Boxing Truth here, back with another video. Make sure to smash that like button, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Alright, Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao, that fight is going to go down in 2021. Of course, if McGregor loses to a guy he already beat in Dustin Poirier in the rematch that's scheduled for January 23rd of this year. This is what Manny is waiting for. He signed with the same manager about a year ago or so. The same management group that Conor is with. Forgot their name. And it seems inevitable that they're going to fight. Makes sense. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Good fight for Manny. And a good fight for McGregor. If he loses, who cares? You lost to one of the greatest to ever do it. But of course, McGregor, he really made some eyebrows raised when he said that this fight, if it does happen, it'll be a world title fight. It'll be for Manny Pacquiao's WA Super World Welterweight title. A title he earned when he defeated Keith Thurman back in July of 2019. Has yet to make a defense because of the pandemic. Unable to fight. So, if McGregor's going to fight him, he might as well fight a smaller guy who's 42 and coming off almost a 2-year layoff. Gives him the best chance of possibility of winning the fight, even though he'll be regarded as a 6-1, maybe as high as a 9-1 underdog in this fight. This is a tougher fight for McGregor than the Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather wasn't, he's not a killer, he's not, a knockout artist. But in that fight, he got walked down, he got outlasted, and stopped because he didn't have the conditioning or the stamina to go 12 rounds in a fight. He had the ability, he had the talent. He showed some things against Floyd when he was fresh and not tired. But as soon as the fatigue started to set in, it was a different fight. Floyd took him to the deep waters and drowned him, and he was able to come away with the victory. I mean, McGregor's not bad. He's bigger, he's younger, he's fresher. He'll have a size advantage. The big disadvantage, though, is his conditioning. It's just not nowhere near the level of a world-class fighter in the boxing realm. If he wants to be successful in this game, he needs to improve his conditioning. He needs to be able to fight the fatigue and go 12 rounds. This is what's going to be his demise in a Pacquiao fight. He might be successful early, he'll have a size advantage, but as soon as the fatigue starts setting in, Pacquiao is gonna rip him up, and he's probably gonna do it in a much sooner fashion since he's a much harder puncher than Floyd in the welterweight division. Now, this fight will be for the WA World Welterweight title, Super World Welterweight title. It's a great opportunity for Conor if he can get this fight for the world title. I know a lot of boxing purists will really be against this. They'll say he doesn't deserve a shot. It's not about deserving in boxing. It's about what makes money. It's about what makes sense. Now, in the WA's rules, they have rules to protect themselves, and in case this does become a title fight. All McGregor has to do is beat Dustin Poirier, and this fight's going to happen. Now, in WA's rules, you have to fight a ranked opponent as champion in order to defend that title. It needs to be approved by the WA. It needs to be sanctioned by the WA in order for this to go ahead as a title fight. Now, it doesn't say in the rules for the WA. Now, if this was the WBC, it'd be a different story. If Manny was a WBC champion, Mauricio Suleiman, the president of that organization, would make McGregor fight a top 15 guy first, and then he can get the shot at the title. But this is WBA we're talking about here. This is a different organization. They have different rules. and they might not go with that same type of philosophy that he has to fight a top 15 guy. Now, I'm trying to look for it here. The the escape clause here is called a special permit for the WBA that they have in their rules. I'm trying to find it. Where the hell is it? They have a special permit, a rule that allows for super champions. In this case, Mayweather is the super champion. It's right here, right? Now, as a super champion, they could request a special permit because they don't have any time frame to make a mandatory defense. Manny's a super champion, so they could modify the time of when that mandatory defense has to be made, and is at the discretion of the WBA. Now, Manny could request for a special permit to engage in an optional title defense that's not against the mandatory defense requirement or leading available contender. That you can use this, to fight in a non-title bout, or to unify with another organization, to unify a title, or to fight for a different organization, or to fight for a higher weight class title. Or here's the escape clause: to engage in a bout of recognized importance and significance of the boxing world. This is where that fight falls in line here. So it's very possible the WBA will approve of Conor McGregor as a opponent and as a fight that will be recognized in the importance and significance of the boxing world. It's a big fight. People will tune in to see what happens. And this is the escape clause that could perhaps have Conor challenge Manny for the WBA Super World Welterweight title. This is the escape clause here. It's in the WBA's rules. Yes, they could. Conor McGregor will have to be ranked, but that could easily be accomplished. The committee of the WBA will have to vote to have Conor McGregor as considered a contender for the association, the World Boxing Association. There's nothing in the rules that states that he has to fight a top 15 contender. Manny can request a special permit to defend his title against this opponent in Conor McGregor, who will be considered a bout of recognized importance and significance of the boxing world. So, Mauricio Sulaiman has a big decision to make. I mean, it'll make his organization money, sanctioning fees. Conor McGregor has to pay the sanctioning fee, and Manny can get a special permit to fight McGregor for the WBA welterweight title. I know a lot of boxing fans are gonna be pissed off about this. McGregor getting a shot at the title simply because of his notoriety and his name recognition. But hey, man, this is the entertainment business. If it make dollars, it makes sense. And Manny cannot lose this fight. This will be disastrous if McGregor, it'd be great for him, but a huge L to boxing if McGregor, an 0-1 prize fighter, an MMA fighter, somehow beats Manny for the world welterweight title. I mean, it'll be insane, and it'll be a bad look for boxing if Manny allowed that to happen. But Manny's taking this fight for a reason. It makes money. He sees it as an easy payday. It'll be a difficult fight in the beginning because McGregor ain't bad, bro. I'm telling you, McGregor ain't bad for the first 4 or 5 rounds. He's awkward. And he can fight. But if he improves his conditioning even a little bit, could be a threatening fight. But McGregor at 32, the odds of him winning a title in his only his second fight as a professional prize fighter are very far-fetched. Manny will most likely stop him within 8 rounds, and he'll do it in better fashion than Mayweather did. But that's all Conor has to focus on if he wants to be a success in boxing. Well, he's got to work on other things too. His punch placement, his punching power. But he's got the ability, he's got the speed, he's got the athleticism. He has the footwork. He just needs to improve his hands, his punch placement, and his conditioning. That's his biggest weakness. And he could be a force in the boxing world if he really puts his mind to it. But yeah, man, this fight can go down for the WBA World Welterweight title. Manny could get a special permit to get this sanctioned and get this approved by WBA president. But WBA president will be under a lot of pressure in sanctioning this fight for the title. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.